If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Share the content with like minded people. Again, if I begin to digress from the main point of discussing China from a spiritual Judeo Christian point of view, please, audience, don't let me do that. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to waste my time. I want to try every day or every few days to give you and share with you information as it applies to the Bible regarding China and as it unfolds. The first topic that I'm going to briefly touch on is the situation that's unfolding in Shanghai and Beijing with regards to this virus. Now, from a Christian point of view, I would say that this country is under severe direct judgment from God. And if you reference the book of Exodus with the plagues that fell upon the Egyptians, you would see similarities in what's happening with China. I'm going to give an example. You will read in the news about certain places in China where the water, bodies of water, have turned red. Now, people will say that that has scientific reasons, and it very well may have scientific reasons, but my point is, if you look and reference at what happened to Egypt when God severely punished that nation with plague upon plague upon plague, you will see a similarity. You'll see a parallel of what's happening in China if you really pay attention to the news and if you have discernment. You have plagues that are befalling China, one after the other after the other. You have pestilence. You have bodies of water turning to blood. You have viruses, major virus, one in particular. I don't have to say the name, you already know, that originated from that country. You have food problems. You have flooding. You have irregular weather patterns. Just to name a few. Now, if you are honest with yourself and honest with how you perceive what's happening over there, you would tend to agree with me that the judgment of God is fallen on this country. Why? Because they don't believe in God, the God of the Bible. They worship their God, but their God is not the true and living God. So you are witnessing in real time all of these things that are happening to China. And if you don't believe that we're living in the last days, then you lack discernment. Now, let's be more specific with the origins of this virus. They said that it originated in a lab that is in a particular city in China. Now, ask yourself this: why, until now, that particular regime has not allowed a fair and balanced investigation? That's number one. Number two, ask yourself this question: if this regime is so good, then why are so many people in that country trying to get out and never come back? Another question that you would want to ask yourself is, if this regime is so good, why do you get the feeling around the world that governments and people are beginning to become more suspicious of this regime? Why is that? Because they can see and they know whether or not they get censored, whether or not they are not able to articulate how they feel, they know. They know. And this regime knows. Now the people, some of them know that have access to information, and some of them, they're just completely brainwashed. Completely brainwashed. And basically, they are getting what they paid for. They made a social contract with that government that if they give the people the prosperity by any means necessary, then they relinquish a certain level of freedom for what they consider social security. But I'm paraphrasing here. Any people who is willing to relinquish their freedom for a little security deserve neither freedom or security. And that's what you see playing out now in that country. These people have relinquished their freedom to a tyrannical government, and they're reaping the whirlwind. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This has already been 3 years that we've been into this pandemic. And the goal is to take as much freedom as these people are willing to give up. And make no mistake about it, whatever happens in China is the template for what is going to happen worldwide. That's a fact. Whatever you see happening here is what is going to eventually play out all around the world. And with that, I'm going to end this particular topic on the virus and the lack of security and freedom that the Chinese people are feeling and losing day by day. Thanks for listening, and I hope you can like, subscribe, and share this content as I put it out.